5:47 having arrived, I'd like to call the Kane County Board meeting of October 13, 2015 to order. I'd like to ask the clerk, Jack Cunningham, to please call the roll.
Helen. Present. Albert. Mario. Here. Castro.
Here.
Dahl. Here. Davis. Here. Bronze. Here. Gillum.
Here.
Heyman.
Here.
Bochet. Here. Ishmael. Here. Kenyon. Here. Zurich. Here. Leonard. Lewis. Here. Martin. Here. Melina. Holly. Here. Jeffro. Here. Silva. Here. Smith. Here. Sherrick.
Present.
Vasquez.
Here.
Winnick.
Here.
Okay, we have our quorum. Thank you, everybody, for coming this morning. I'd like to ask Ms. Joan Zeaton with the Kane County Association of Home and Community Education to come forward and to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. It's nice to see you again.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you please remain standing? I'd like to ask Rabbi Margaret Frisch-Klein with Congregation Knesset Israel in Elgin to come to the microphone and lead us in prayer.
Good morning. Since the time of George Washington, Jews have been praying for our great nation. I have two thoughts to offer to you this morning. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us to all appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. And because we know that committees can be divisive sometimes, let us come together in God's name and prepare ourselves to do God's will. May God's presence dwell among us, drawing us to serve God and God's creatures with justice and with love. Let us listen to each other with respect and treat each other with wisdom and generosity so that we witness to the Master whom we serve and justify his choice of us. May none of our controversies rise up like those of Korach from ambition and self-seeking. Let them only be for the sake of heaven. May our eyes be open to see God's greatness in the smallest things we do. Through our faithfulness, may the cause of goodness prosper in the world. And let us say together, Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much, Rabbi. Approval of the minutes, September 8th. May I have a motion and a second to approve those? So moved by Ms. Sterrett, second by Mr. Fraz. Are there any thoughts, comments, changes? All those in favor of approving the minutes say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion passes. Ayes have it. Minutes are approved. Okay, first on the agenda today is I'd like to ask Joan Zeaton with the Kane County Association of Home and Community Education and board member Deborah Allen to come forward to recognize October as Home and Community Education Month. And I believe that Ms. Allen is going to read a certificate.
Recognizing October as Home and Community Education Month. Whereas, Illinois Association for Home and Community Education was organized under the name Illinois Home Bureau Federation for the purpose of improving rural living, family, and community life. And whereas said association was initiated more than 100 years ago in July 1915, and an advisor was hired by the University of Illinois to develop a home improvement association, and Kane County joined this University of Illinois Adventist program 3 years later in 1918. And whereas Illinois Association for Home and Community Education then evolved from Kane County Home Bureau Federation said Kane County Association for Home and Community Education is based at the University of Illinois Extension, 535 Randall Road in St. Charles, Illinois. And whereas the association is dedicated to addressing the issues of community outreach, cultural enrichment, family living, international studies, public relations, and community involvement with the entire population of Kane County, regardless of race, color, national origin, sex, age, or creed. Now, there be it resolved, the Kane County Board to recognize October as Home and Community Education Month, about to be passed this day this year. Thank you.
She wants to talk.
I would like to thank the board for this again this year. And if everyone has their soul, our theme this year is Come Together, Walk with HCE. That's why you got your souls. On the back is our telephone number. And if you have members in your community that are looking for an organization to join that is based in their community, each of our units does work in their area. And besides international, and we collect for the VA, we work in our area and we help local hospitals. I have people that sew and knit and crochet and God knows what else, which I can't do. I crochet terrible. A 10-year-old can beat me in knitting. So one of the things I want to tell you that we're doing this year is we're having a meet and greet tomorrow at the Extension office from 10 to 2. Many of our units will be there showing what they do in the community, and we're having a Tai Chi exhibit, which members can take at 1 o'clock. I understand it's very nice. So come and see us at the Extension office tomorrow. We will have goodies, and so you're all welcome. And again, thank you again for this honor.
Thank you. And now may I have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 15263, which is recognizing October as Home and Community Education Month. So moved by Ms. Allen, second by Mr. Heyman. Had his hand up. And
Got his hand off.
sorry? Yes, good.
He's always got his hand up.
So, let's see, any comments, questions? Ms. Allen?
I was just going to mention that some time ago, the association sent one of their newsletters to each of us, and it was amazing to see all the projects that the members are involved in. Things with paper clips, things with old greeting cards, just immeasurable ways to reuse.
Our recycling project is phenomenal.
And maybe you'd want to consider giving us each a newsletter again sometime in the near future, so we can just have a feeling for all that you accomplish.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Allen. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Resolution 15263 is approved. We have no speakers on agenda items today, but we do have for later on in the program a speaker on a non-agenda item. So Ms. Reed will come to that toward the end of the program today. Okay, we have three zoning petitions on today's agenda. I'd like to ask Development Committee Chairman Kurt Kozarek to discuss and make the motion to approve each zoning petition individually. I would like to say, Mr. Kozarek, you do look especially resplendent today. It's whatever John Martin has, it must be catching. And it's good.
You could thank my personal shopper, Terry Hunt, for, and to the White Sox for having such a poor season that I lost this bet, but okay.
Again, since his name was mentioned in debate, Mr. Martin,
I realize that he did this because he lost a bet. But even losing a bet, you should do with class and not wear a pre-tied tie.
oh no, it looks good.
Refer to the personal shopper for any other questions.
Mr. Kozark?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our first petition is 4359. It's in Caneville Township, rezoning of an F district farming to an F1 district rural residential. The petition has passed zoning board with approval as well as development committee. I'll make the motion to approve today.
Okay, so moved by Mr. Kozark, second by Mr. Fraz. Any thoughts, questions, comments? If not, clerk will call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Auger.
Yes.
Barrio.
Yes.
Castro.
Yes.
Dahl.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Fries. Yes. Gillen.
Yes.
Heyman.
Yes.
O'Shea. Yes. Ishmael. Yes. Kenyon. Yes. Kazari.
Yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Martin. Yes. Molina. Pollock. Yes. Sheffro. Yes. Silva.
Yes.
You never should always turn your phone on, by the way. Silva.
He's right.
Smith. Yes. Stern.
Yes.
Vasquez.
Yes.
Wadecki.
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes. Petition 4361?
Yes, the next petition, 4361, is located in Big Rock Township. It is rezoning from an F district farming to an E1 district estate residential. It has passed the zoning board, and development committee. I'll make the motion to approve today.
Okay, so moved by Mr. Kozark, second by Mr. Dahl. Any thoughts, comments, questions? Okay, if not, clerk will call the roll.
Allen. Auger.
Yes.
Barrio. Castro.
Yes.
Dahl.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Fries. Yes. Gillen.
Yes.
Heyman.
Yes.
O'Shea. Yes. Ishmael. Kenyon. Yes. Kazari. Yes. Leonard.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Molina. Pollock. Yes. Sheffro. Yes. Silva. Yes. Smith. Yes. Sarah. Yes. Vasquez. Yes. Wadecki.
Yes.
So the motion passes. Petition 4363, Mr. Kozark.
Our final petition, 4363, is located in Rutland Township. It is a 5-year interim special use for an F district farming for a tree service business. I'll make the motion today.
So moved by Mr. Kozark, second by Mr. Smith. Any thoughts, comments? If not, clerk will call the roll.
Allen. Auger.
Yes.
Barrio.
Yes.
Castro.
Yes.
Dahl.
Yes.
Davis. Yes. Fries. Yes. Gillen.
Yes.
Heyman.
Yes.
O'Shea.
Yes.
Ishmael. Kenyon. Yes. Kazari. Yes. Leonard.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Martin. Molina. Pollock. Yes. Silva.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Vasquez. Wadecki.
Yes.
Okay, so the motion passes. So thank you very much, Mr. Kozark. Now, as far as resolutions and ordinances, first is the consent agenda. Would anyone like to remove an item from the consent agenda this morning? Mr. Leonard.
Yes, Chairman. I would like to remove 15-276 and 15-285. There are some changes to those that I'd like to make, and if possible, then I'd like to be able to have us vote on those separately.
Okay. Those are removed. Dr. Silva?
Good morning. 15-295.
Okay. Any others? Okay. If there are no others, may I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda? So moved by Mr. Hoscheit, second by Ms. Sterrett. Any thoughts, comments, questions? If not, clerk, call the roll.
Allen.
Aye.
Auger.
Yes.
Barrio. Castro.
Yes.
Dahl.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Fries. Gillen.
Yes.
Heyman.
Yes.
O'Shea. Yes. Ishmael. Yes. Kenyon. Yes. Kazari. Yes. Leonard.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Molina. Pollock. Sheffield.
Yes.
Silva.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Sterrett.
Yes.
Vasquez.
Yes.
Winnicki.
Yes.
Okay, so the motion passes. Mr. Leonard, would you like to handle those together or separately?
I'd like to handle those separately.
Separately. Okay, so first is number 15-276, Mr. Leonard.
Yes, the resolution 15276 explains the approval of the health insurance and the contribution by the employees in the county on the health insurance and the changes to the non-union plan. The union plan, because of the collective bargaining agreement, cannot be changed. However, under the non-union plan, we have made 2 deletions and 2 additions. The additions have been stated in the resolution, but the deletions have not, and I think for transparency, everyone should know what those deletions are. Number 1, the first thing is we are increasing the co-payment on emergency room visits from $250 to $500. That is a substantial increase, and I realize that will affect some people, but in looking things over, we found that it would only affect less than 4% of the population in the county health plan. So we thought that was a reasonable change. The other thing that we're doing is we're increasing the maximum out-of-pocket per individual from $2,700 a year, that's deductible co-insurance and co-payments, to $3,000 a year. It's a $300 a year increase. The reason why we have decided to make those deletions is it is decreasing the cost to the county in excess of $300,000. So I think it's well worth making those minor changes. And of course, the 2 improvements that we're adding to the non-union plan are, number 1, we're giving every person that's on the plan, every member of the plan is getting a life insurance policy paid for by the county up to $50,000 a year, either their salary up to $50,000 a year. And we are also including adult orthodontic coverage up to $1,000 a year.
Okay. Any questions? Mr. Martin.
As part of that, if you're in the emergency room and you are admitted to the hospital, that $500 then is waived. So the whole purpose is to make it attractive to use alternates to the emergency room when necessary. But if you're admitted to the hospital after that, then that $500 is not a problem.
Okay. Thank you very much. And if I could ask everybody to speak closely into the microphone so that the entire audience and the recording equipment can pick it up.
My apologies.
But it's an important point to make, so thank you very much, Mr. Martin. Other thoughts? And generally speaking, the idea is to make, and the hope and the intention is to make the mix of the plan more attractive, not less attractive for right now the non-union, and eventually to give more options to be considered in collective bargaining agreements. Is that correct?
That's correct. One of our other intentions, too, in speaking with the committee and approving these changes, is we felt that it was very important that we try to control our costs, and by reducing some of the health benefits, which are escalating at about 8% a year, we're going to help control costs in the future. And by adding the benefits which we did, the adult orthodontia and life insurance, those are benefits that are flat. They're not increasing every year. So we feel not only this year, but in the future, this will benefit the county.
Good. Thank you very much. I'd also, let's see, well, first to the vote. Let's see, any other thoughts, questions? If not, clerk, call the roll.
Yes.
There's no motion.
I'm sorry. I thought that I had a motion from Mr. Leonard.
Yes.
So moved by Mr. Leonard, and I hadn't gotten a second. So second for T.R. Smith had his hand up first.
Mr. Chairman,
Sorry?
question on a motion.
Yes.
We had made changes. Do we have to vote on those changes?
There's no change.
No, we didn't make changes. He was just clarifying.
He was describing, but thank you very much for the thorough.
Therefore, I will make a second.
Okay. So moved by Mr. Leonard, second by Mr. Smith. Clerk, call the roll.
Auger.
Yes.
Barrio.
Yes.
Castro.
Yes.
Dahl.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Frost.
Yes.
Gillum.
Yes.
Kamen.
Yes.
Bochet.
Yes.
Ishmael.
Yes.
Kennedy.
Yes.
Kazar.
Yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Martin. Yes. Molina. Pollock.
Yes.
Sheffler.
Yes.
Silva.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Vasquez.
Yes.
Winnick.
Yes.
Okay, so the motion passes. Number 15-285, Mr. Leonard, would you like to move, and then I'll ask for a second? Yes. So moved by Mr. Leonard, second by Ms. Allen. For the description, Mr. Leonard?
What I'd like to point out to everybody is this resolution deals with the Medicare eligible coverage for retired and disabled employees. In the packet that we received for the meeting, it had the old rates, but not the new rates. Everyone has received a yellow piece of paper attached with the new rates for the Medicare eligible people, with the new rates beginning January 1, 2016. So I wanted to replace the old resolution with the new one with the current rates.
Okay, any questions, comments? If not, we have a motion and a second. Clerk, call the roll.
Allen. Auger.
Yes.
Barrio.
Yes.
Castro.
Yes.
Dahl. Yes. Davis.
Yes.
Frost.
Yes.
Gillum.
Yes.
Kamen.
Yes.
Bochet.
Yes.
Kennedy.
Yes.
Kazar.
Yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Molina.
Yes.
Pollock.
Yes.
Sheffler.
Yes.
Silva.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Vasquez.
Yes.
Winnick.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. I'd also like to take a moment to thank Mr. Leonard for his work on this year's plan. Like so many people who are serving on this board, whether you have deep experience in legal matters or agriculture or business, education, Mr. Leonard comes with 35 years of experience in the insurance business, and I sat in the back of the room during a couple of the committee meetings, and to hear, good deliberations, all the members of the committee, focusing their attention on making things better. Our expectation for our employees is naturally superior performance, and we want to have a system of compensation, both pay and then benefits, that's very good and makes employment and long-term employment attractive. So thank you all for bringing the individual expertise that you do bring, and thank you for taking us through that this year, Mr. Leonard. Okay, next on the agenda is Dr. Silva, number 15295, speaking of special expertise. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Yes, I would like to move a resolution proclaiming October 25th through the 31st, 2015 as Lead Poisoning Prevention Week.
So moved by Dr. Silva, second by Ms. Sterrett.
Our Vice Chair, thank you. A number of factors have been identified in the health of children. Healthy children lead to healthy adults. We look at poverty, we look at current immunizations, we look at childhood obesity, unfortunately, that is a big factor. One of the things that has been identified, that early intervention in lead poisoning and prevention, and intervention and prevention can lead to very successful outcomes. One of the things that we've been that your health department has been highly regarded for is its relationships with community partners. And so I'd like to invite our director, Barb Jeffers, to come and speak a little bit about our initiatives with local retailers in this common initiative to prevent lead poisoning in the home. Director Jeffers.
Thank you, Chairman. Good morning, Chairman and County Commissioners. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to highlight National Lead Prevention Week, which is October 25th to the 31st. But more importantly, as we work, we recognize our work can't be done without the partnering with our community partners. And what we try to do is make everyone inclusive, not just our health-related or social service partners. We have reached out to our retail businesses. So if you look on the next to the last paragraph of the resolution, we have partnered with our big box stores that do home improvement, and they will be displaying this poster on our behalf to get the word out along with information around lead prevention. And I think that's really significant in this community because sometimes retailers aren't involved in some of this, but we have such a rich community in Kane County that our home improvement stores will allow us to place these posters. So if you see them, if you're in any of those stores during this week, know that they are really partnering with us to get the word out on lead prevention. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jeffers. Dr. Silva, anything else?
No, thank you.
Okay. Any questions, comments? If not, clerk, call the roll.
Ellen? Lauder?
Yes.
Yes. Castro?
Yes.
Dahl? Yes. Davis?
Yes.
Frye?
Yes.
Gillum?
Yes.
Hayman?
Yes.
Bochet?
Yes.
Ishmael? Yes. Kenyon? Yes. Kazari? Yes. Leonard? Yes. Lewis?
Yes.
Martin? Yes. Molina? Holly? Yes. Shepherd? Yes. Silva?
Yes.
Smith? Yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Vasquez?
Yes.
Winnick?
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes. Next on the agenda is executive session. May I have a motion and a second to go into executive session to discuss collective bargaining? So moved by Ms. Sterrett, second by Mr. Leonard. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Okay, now that we're back in open session, I'd like to ask for a motion and a second to approve Resolution 15303, approving a supplemental budget adjustment and authorizing execution of collective bargaining agreement, Kane County Sheriff's Office Corrections, fiscal year 2014 through 2017. The move by Chairman of Judiciary and Public Safety, Christina Castro, second by Chairman of Finance Committee, John Hoshite. Are there any questions and comments? Just to synopsize what's been presented and we're being asked to vote on is starting pay is consistent with our area counties. Top pay is consistent. The six-step structure goes to a 12-step structure compensation. Management prerogatives have been appropriately protected. Let's see, there's a resolution within this contract of approximately 50 grievances. We have, everybody is working together on keeping a commitment to the revenue and expense budget for this coming year. And so with that, if there are no other questions or comments, or if I left anything out, if not, the clerk will call the roll.
Allen? Alder?
Yes.
Mario? Yes. Castro?
Yes.
Dahl? Yes. Davis? Yes. Frye?
Yes.
Gillum?
Yes.
Hayman?
Yes.
Bochet? Yes. Ishmael? Yes. Kenyon?
Yes.
Kazari? Yes. Leonard?
Yes.
Lewis is absent. Martin?
Yes.
Molina? Yes. Holly? Yes. Renfro? Yes. Silva?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Vasquez?
Yes.
And Winnick?
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes. Okay, next on the agenda, speakers on non-agenda items. I believe that Evelyn Reed, Miss Evelyn Reed, is here to speak on a topic. Miss Reed? Okay. I appreciate her calling it in, but I don't see Miss Reed in the audience, so we'll go on to the next. And the next item is adjournment resolution until Tuesday, November 10th, 2015.
Mr. Chairman, may I make one announcement, a brief announcement?
Yes, Ms. Ronicki.
Thank you. The Energy and Environmental Committee worked with White & Company, and we've arranged a tour of two LEED buildings LEAD is Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. The tour is Friday, October 23rd. All county, actually everybody's invited. It's from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We provide transportation, and TR and Joe will have lunch provided as well. So, so either contact me or Ken Anderson or Heidi in our environmental department, and we'd love to see you there. Thank you.
Can I get a rain check? I'm going to be in Ohio.
Oh, no. Excuses. Thank you.
Oh,
darn.
Okay, any other thoughts for the good of the organization? Mr. Smith?
I would like to thank all the board members that came out to the ribbon cutting in Burlington for the grand opening of the new Plank Road bypass. It was a good turnout, and for those that you didn't make it, you missed the best part of Kane County, God's country.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Smith. Others? If not, I'd also like to thank Ms. Barrero and Ms. Gillum for representing the county board and county constituents at a manufacturing regional awards dinner downtown Chicago the other night. They jointly presented our nominee for Manufacturer of the Year, so thank you, ladies. So may I have a motion to adjourn to Tuesday, November 10th, 2015? So moved by Mr. Heyman, second by Mr. Kenyon. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Thank you very much.